This is ICW's Big Bad Wolf, the regulator around here, and you're watching Morgan Richards Interviews.
Here, Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, backstage here at ICW's Fight Club tour. I'm joined now by wrestling's last king of Scotland. It's, of course, WWE UK star Wolfgang.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, how's things?
Things have been pretty good recently over the last 6 months, as you may know. Things have really taken off with professional wrestling, especially here in the UK. The last 6 months for Wolfgang have been better than the last 15 years. So it's going very well.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. So to start, of course, since we're here at ICW, you're really considered a veteran of Insane Championship Wrestling now, being with the company from almost day one. As a proud individual, how proud are you to see how far ICW has come as a whole, not only putting brilliant shows week out, but having the biggest show in European wrestling history back in November at Fear and Loathing as well?
Well, I haven't been with ICW since almost day one. I've been here since day one. I was in the very first show, back before it got refurbished and rebranded. I'm actually the longest standing cast member, if you will, with the most matches than anybody else. So I've been here the longest, and I've seen everything that has come and everything that Mark Dallas has promised us, and he's came through on every promise. Because if you would take it from Maryhill, it was just like 30 people in a community hall, and half of them were my family, and we were just had a match against Red Lightning, Rudo as he likes to be called these days, and since day one it was always a place that you went to and you would have fun. Mark Dallas would always say, just go out and be yourself. And slowly but surely everybody started to enjoy that kind of vibe, that kind of loose anarchy, as it always called, just controlled anarchy, as it were. And the club started getting bigger. We're getting 100 people in, so we had to move a bigger venue. To get a couple of people into a wee underground bar somewhere. We eventually started to make it to the ABC, to the Barrowlands, and we were just growing bigger and bigger, getting like thousands whenever we can. And 10 years later, to go from that to build it up to the biggest independent professional wrestling show in November of 2016. Ever since, I think it was like 32 years, it was the biggest show in that many years. So if you think of how popular professional wrestling was when Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and Les Kellett and Johnny Storm, Johnny Saint, as they were. If you think about how popular it was then, we've brought professional wrestling in Britain back to a level where the WWE, the biggest wrestling company in the world, are now shining a light on all of us and creating this WWE United Kingdom Championship title. Like when was the last time you seen any sort of representation? You had the European title, which was a badass title, and anybody in Europe wanted to get that title. And so now that that's been depleted and they've got rid of that, for them to say we're going to actually invest in the UK scene, we're going to create shows, we're going to create a tournament, we're going to create the champions, we're going to build these stars up. I don't want to say it's directly because of ICW, but if it wasn't for ICW, I don't think we would have got here as quick or as with much of an impact as we have. I done Glasgow last Thursday with the WWE tour, and we get the same people in as we did in November for the ICW, and I walked out and I'd seen the same crowd and I felt the same emotion from them. And for us to be, if you think of, you want to go and start a wrestling company, Mark Dallas decided, I'm going to start a wrestling company in 2007, and to go within 10 years to being now competing, and I mean legitimately competing with the WWE, it's unheard of. And it's just a testament to everybody involved in ICW and everybody writing it, and all obviously the insane fans that come and watch it. They've just grew and grew and grew. We get to go on tours like this now. We're in Cardiff tonight, we're in Leicester last night, we're going to London. For this week, Glasgow brand to now branch out and get crowds of 2, 3, 4, 500 everywhere we go. It's insane, pardon the pun, but it's been a wonderful ride. And over the 10 years of being in ICW and watching it grow, it's been the most fun time I've had in wrestling. If it wasn't for ICW, I probably wouldn't be doing half the stuff I'm doing.
So fantastic, great to hear. And as you mentioned, you've been very busy over the last 6 months competing in the newly WWE UK Championship division, going from the tournament and also making appearances on 205 Live, WrestleMania Access, and being teased for an NXT appearance soon as well. Just this week you recorded the first tapings of a dedicated UK show. Is it really the possibilities just endless with everything going on inside the WWE umbrella at the moment?
It just is like the last 6 months, as far as I'm concerned, it's just been the best 6 months as far as for Wolfgang and my career. It all started in November when I heard we were going to have a press conference. Press conference was in December. That announced there was going to be a 16-man tournament for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. That tournament happened in January. I managed to make it to the semi-finals, only to be beaten by the champion and the current champion, Tyler Bate. And I know he was 19 years old at the time. You don't have to remind me that the big bad wolf got beat by a teenager, but at least that teenager went on to be, everyone in the world knows who Tyler Bate is now, and he's doing a lot for the title and for the WWE UK brand, which we're hoping to build up. It's been fantastic getting flown around the world and being part of the WWE. The thing is, it just all happens so quick. Yeah. And you're in San Antonio before you know it, or you need to go here, you need to fly to Orlando, or we've got a show here. Everything just moves so fast, and that's the nature of the business. It's just a machine that's just constantly going and going and going. So to be part of that, to finally be part of that after being a fan of the WWE since I can remember being, like watching Hulk Hogan when I was a kid, I absolutely idolised him. Later on, watching stars like Ken Shamrock, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, to finally be under that same umbrella, as you put it, in that company, and to get that kind of validation that you're good enough to kind of tie out with these guys. I'm excited at the prospect of getting more involved in the WWE. Certainly on NXT, but even further than that, I want to go to Raw, I want to go to SmackDown. I went to WrestleMania with them as a guest. I don't want to be sitting watching that next year. I want to be in the ring with 70,000 people watching me, and over and above that. Like, if the last 6 months have shown me anything, that anything is possible. And 6 months down the line from here, who knows where I'll be. And if you give me a year, I could be WWE World Champion. That's in my head now. It's a possibility, and why not? Because I never thought this would happen, so why not try and get that?
Yeah. Well, best of luck with that. Okay. And of course, one thing I wanted to mention to you is really, you surprise a lot of people with your in-ring attributes. Of course, when people see you for the first time, you're quite a big guy and expect just a hard pounder, but you're really an all-around performer, being high-flying, especially with your Swanton Bomb finisher and everything like that. Was it very important for you starting out to try and conquer every different style and aspect, or did it just kind of end up that you could do all these kind of things inside the ring?
Ever since I started training when I was 14 years old, it was on crash mats and judo mats, so I learned the basics of professional wrestling. I learned the fundamentals on how to grapple. When we eventually got a budget where we could get a wrestling ring, I learned to roll the ropes, I learned to climb the ropes, I learned to jump off them. I've always had natural ability when it comes to professional wrestling. I've always been quite acrobatic. I had a trampoline when I was younger. That's about the extensions of any sort of training I had in it, but I would practice swanton bombs, moonsaults and whatever else, so it's something I've always did, and as soon as I got an opportunity to get into a professional wrestling ring, when I had all the fundamentals of it down, I was able to try and add in other different things to my arsenal. Training through the years and getting more experience in the ring, I got bigger and I got stronger, so I learned how to throw people about and how to control my opponent and how to put them where I want them, and so I've got the wrestling ability, I've got the speed and the agility, and I've got the power. That's why I've been here for 10 years, absolutely dominating. I've been world champion, I've been 0G champion. The only thing I've not done is a tag team champion because they won't let me beat two people on my own. So I think, people underestimate me sometimes, which I think I was completely underestimated when I stepped into that tournament. you had your favourites, you had your Pete Dunne, your Tyler Bates, and your Trent Simmons, your Mark Andrews, all the guys that you thought were going to, surely these guys are going to get through. No one knew if I was going to get past T-Bone in the quarter final on the Saturday. But I went out there and I threw everything I had at him. I threw my 15 years of experience. I threw every experience, every match I've ever had, every opponent I've ever been in with, everything I learned from different people around it. I made sure I put it all into that match and showcase exactly what Wolfgang can do. And that's why I didn't just make it to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals. I proved a lot of people wrong who were quick to judge me. But everybody that was there in Blackpool supporting me already knew what I could do. They knew how strong I was and how powerful I was. They knew what Wolfgang brings to the table, and I think I did them proud by getting to showcase that and getting myself as one of the stars of the WWE UK now, which is something that's just wild to me. But if you add everything that Wolfgang is into that, then obviously it's a good mix for a WWE champ. Alright.
Fantastic. Well, that's about it. Cheers for taking time out to speak to me, and best luck now with everything in the near future.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.